getting into some quieter weather here, but what's been ongoing there? Are you seeing a lot of damage in that area, Jay?
No, Hayden, and like you mentioned, things are kind of starting to dissipate here. We kind of still have some wind gusts that'll kick up every little once in a while, but for the most part, the rain is now down to a bit of a sprinkle here. And really, when you look around here, at least in Sheridan and even Grant County for the most part, I've been talking with officials here, you're going to see a little bit of stuff like this that you see kind of outside the courthouse here. Just some branches that are down, nothing real major. They've had reports of some trees down, but it's only been singular trees across some of the more remote highways here. And we were actually down in Dallas County, mainly Fordyce, earlier today. We'll throw some video up of that, where things were pretty much about the same conditions. They had a few more trees down on some of the state highways. In fact, officials telling me that state highways 7, 8, and 9 at some point during those days, or during the day, had some trees across it. Crews were pretty much Johnny on the spot with things. Very few issues when it came to power lines. There were some trees that were leaning on power lines, so crews were able to address those fairly quickly. But a lot of wind, a lot of rain down there. And in fact, as we were driving around the city of Fordyce, there were a lot of the main roadways there, and you could tell usually at the bottom of some of the hills there in Fordyce that were starting to really flood up. But other than that, those were about the only real problems that we saw throughout Dallas County and mainly there in Fordyce as well. And it seems like a lot of southern Arkansas dodged some bullets here. They were preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, looking like they got the better end of the deal, at least down there. And even here in Sheridan, again, you don't really see a lot. Grant County officials were telling me that for the most part things have been relatively quiet, a little bit of flash flooding, but overall nothing major in terms of property damage, in terms of loss of any kind. But again, the only real problems have been trees across some of the roadways. Most of the time crews have been able to clean those up fairly quickly. So and right now things are fairly quiet here. Again, a little bit of wind gust from time to time, the rain kind of coming and going, but it seems that things are starting to quiet off down here in Sheridan. Hayden?
All right, thanks, Jay Burt, for that report there. Yeah, southern Arkansas starting to see some of that rainfall easing up, but the windy conditions will remain for a little bit there. I want to show you some of the rainfall amounts that we've